Hi guys, Al Smith here. Today we're going to talk about the Western cuebid. The Western cuebid is a fairly simple convention, and it's used to explicitly ask your partner to bid three no trump if they have a blocker in the bid suits. We'll get into the structure of this a little bit later, but it's a very useful convention. Okay, it can actually be used by any seat, the opener, the responder, overcaller, or advancer, in the appropriate situations. Whether the Western cuebid is on is sequence dependent. We'll talk a little bit about this as we go through here. The bidder of the Western cuebid is the captain. Okay, and as a captain, he or she is going to make the decision as to where the contract is going to be played. Do not assume that you have any input into this decision, because to make the Western cuebid, the cuebidder needs to know where the contract is going to be played if there is a negative response. Okay, the basic structure is that the Western cuebid is initiated by bidding an opponent's suit at the three level. Now, this could be an explicitly bid suit or an implicitly bid suit. So pay attention to that. It does not have to be explicitly bid. We'll show you an example or two where this is true. It is a forcing bid. You must respond to the cuebid if the opponents do not, if the opponent before you passes. Remember, if the opponents don't continue in the competition, you must bid. It's a forcing bid. No alert is required because it's a cuebid. Remember, cuebids are not alertable. Okay, very simple response system. If you have a blocker in the opponent's suit that your partner is asking you about, bid three no trump. If you do not, bid the next available bid in the bidding tree. So if and it's the next available suit bid. We'll emphasize this point as we go through the lesson. It's really a critical component because it recognizes that the cuebidder isn't in control, and what you're doing is making a temporizing bid and say, hey, I don't have the blocker, you decide where we're supposed to be playing. Since that bid, the negative bid, says absolutely nothing about the suit being bid, all it says is, no, I do not have a blocker. It is an alertable bid. What this does also, by bidding the lowest available suit bid, it allows the cuebidder, gives the cuebidder the greatest amount of space and freedom to set the contract. Okay. Remember, the cuebid, Western cuebid, can really be used by any person in the bidding, but it's sequence dependent. Let's take a look at a couple of examples. Here's the most frequent. The opponents have bid one suit. In this case, your partner opens one club. The opponent bids one dime, overcalls one dime. And you have a really nice hand. You don't have necessarily, you have tolerance for clubs. You may even have a fit in clubs, okay? But you don't have a major that you want to show. You don't, and you've got 12 to 15 points. So you say, well, we've got a really great big chance for no trump if my partner has a blocker in diamonds. So you bid three diamonds. Three diamonds, the Western cuebid says, hey, partner, do you have a blocker in diamonds? It implies that you have a blocker in hearts and spades. If your partner has a blocker in diamonds, he's going to bid three no trump. If he doesn't, he's going to bid three hearts. And then you, as the Western cuebidder, are going to have the ability to set the contract. And more than likely that the contract will end up in four clubs. All right, now if the opponents have bid two suits, okay, in this particular example, your partner opened the club and then the opponent overcalled the diamond. Then you showed four hearts, and then the opponent showed five spades. Five because he showed five spades because he did not make a negative. He did not make a negative double. Okay, so again, you've got this situation where the opener bids three spades. This is going to be a Western cuebid. It implies the opener has a blocker and diamonds and says, hey, I think we can make 3-no trump if you have a spade blocker. So if with a spade blocker, you'd bid 3-no trump. Otherwise, you would bid 4 clubs. Okay, because the cuebidder has initiated this 3-double, it probably implies he's got 6+ clubs and feels comfortable that they can make 3-no trump by running the clubs. Remember, clubs is a lot easier. 3-no trump is a lot easier to make than 5 clubs. So this is very worthwhile in terms of investigating whether 3-no trump is a viable contract or not. Okay, this next example is really an extension of the second example. Okay, in this particular case, partner has opened, you've opened one club, and your partner has responded one spade with an intervening one diamond overcall by the opponent. The answer then doubles. What the double implies is that they have 4 hearts, okay, and don't have a bit within diamonds. All right, now, so it comes back to you as the opener. Okay, and you've got, you do not have 4 spades, but you do have some diamond stoppers, but you do not have a heart stopper. Your partner has implied a stopper in spades by bidding spades. Not necessarily true, but implied it. Okay, so by bidding 3 hearts, you're in essence saying to your partner, I have a diamond stopper. If you've got a heart stopper, bid 3-no trump. Now, let's go back to the, okay, let's, current slide. Okay, let's go back. I want to say one more thing about that previous page. Okay. Now, at this particular point, after if there's a negative response to the 3-heart request, the responder is going to bid 3 spades. Now, this really points out because at this particular point in time, the responder doesn't know whether the opener has tolerance for the spade suit and is going to pass and play the contract at 3 spades or go to 4 clubs. So it's really, this is, we'll see an example about this. It's really critical that they respond with the next higher suit bid with a negative response. Let's look at a couple of examples. In this first one, we have 1 club by the opener, 1 heart bid by the overcaller, and the responder goes, says, I bid spade. So the opener and responder are communicating back and forth. The advancer passes, and now the opener bids 3 hearts. What's 3 hearts? Well, 3 hearts is a Western cuebid. It says, I don't have a fit for you in your spades. I don't have what I consider to be a rebiddable club suit in this particular sequence, but I do think that we can make 3-no trump if you've got a heart stop. So the overcaller passes. Now, back to the responder. The answer is going to be very simple. Bid 3-no trump if you've got a blocker and hearts, or bid 3 spades if you don't. In this particular case, he has the blocker in terms of the ace of hearts, bid 3-no trump, and that's it. And the cuebidder says, great, passes, and that's where the contract is going to be played. Let's look at this example. It's pretty much the same, but in this case, there is no blocker. The opener bids 3 hearts, says, do you have a blocker in spades? The responder goes, no, I don't. He bids 3 spades. The next available suit bid. Okay, bids 3 spades. Now, this 3 spades needs to be alerted, even though he's bid spades before it's an actual bid. Why? Because it doesn't say anything about spades. It doesn't say, hey, partner, I've got 6 spades or anything like that. It says, no, I do not have a blocker in hearts, so it has to be alerted. In this particular case, because the cue bidder had 2 spades and the ace and good good talents for the spade, he passes. So he passes the 3 spades. Right. So by bidding the lowest available suit bid, it gives the cue bidder the option of supporting spades or bidding clubs. Okay. Only the captain can determine where the contract is going to be played. Let's look at this example here. Another one. In this one, we have the opponent making a jump cue bid, a jump overcall to 2 spades. And we have 1 diamond, 2 spades by the overcaller, and our partner comes in with 3 clubs. So we know our partner has some points because he's bidding at the 3 level. It comes back and we look at this. So, well, we don't have a fit in spades. We don't have a blocker in spades, and we can't guarantee a great fit within clubs. We do know we probably have an 8-card fit. Okay, but remember, we don't want to play in a minor if we don't have to. We'd much rather play in 3-note trump. So we do have a fit within clubs, and we know that if we can't play in 3-note trump, what we're going to do is we're going to either play in, we're probably going to play the contract in 4 clubs. So we go ahead and bid 3 spades, asking our partner if they've got a spade blocker. Okay, and our partner goes, yay, verily, I have a spade blocker. So it bids 3-note trump. Okay, that's where the contract gets set and gets played. Let's look at the situation where there's a negative response to this particular situation. Okay, and the opener, we go 3 spades, asking for a blocker in the spades. And in this case, the respondent says, no, I do not have a blocker by bidding 4 clubs. So 4 clubs again must be alerted because this artificial bid that says, no, I don't have it. Doesn't say anything more about clubs, but because the opener has a fit in clubs and so forth, and it's got, after we make a response, he's going to pass and we'll play the contract at 4 clubs. Now, he could consider in this particular case on bidding 5 clubs because he's got a nice shape. We've got 4, 8, 11, 12. We've got 15 points because, so this is kind of toss-up. I would probably consider bidding 5 clubs with this particular hand. Okay, so, but are you feeling lucky today? All right, let's look at a situation where the overcaller is going to make a Western cue bid. Now, this typically occurs, when this is really the second most frequent situation in terms of the Western cue bid. In this one, the opponent opens 1 heart, and the overcaller bids 3 hearts. Okay, we can see that the overcaller has got a really strong hand, got great looking clubs, okay, and knows that they're going to play the contract in clubs if they can't play the contract in no trump. So he bids 3 hearts, which is a Western cue bid. And the advancer goes, well, I have a blocker in hearts, and bids 3 no trump, gets passed out. Now we go 1, 2, 3, take 6 club tricks, 7, 8, 9, take 10 tricks off the top, as long as the clubs split, don't split 4, 1. Okay, so 6, 8, yep, as long as they don't split 4, 1, or 5, 0, they're going to be able to take 10 tricks off the top. So you can see how useful that can be. 1 heart, 3 hearts. Okay. Then let's look at the situations where there's a negative response. Okay. 1 heart, 3 hearts again. Then he bids 3 spades. It doesn't say anything about spades. It just says, I do not have a blocker in hearts. Okay. And the for whatever reason, it comes back. The overcaller then says, I've got these great clubs and bids 4 clubs, and that's where the contract is going to be played. If the overcaller wanted to play the contract in 5 clubs, he would bid it. Okay, he's not at this particular juncture in time because of the bidding sequence. The advancer really doesn't have any other bid. All right, let's look at one more set of examples. In this one, we have the opener bids 2 hearts, so weak 2. Okay, this is another situation where the Western cuebid often comes into play. We have pretty much the same hand we had before. We've got a great hand, but no blocker on hearts. So we bid 3 hearts. Comes back, the answer says, yep, I've got a blocker. So we bid 3 no trump. That's where the contract gets played. So you can see how it's used over a week 2. Same situation. It's asking for the blocker. He says, nope, I don't have it. Bids 3 spades, come back, and the overcaller places the contract in the 4 clubs. This is exactly the same as the previous slide, except this is being made over a week 2 rather than over a 1-level bid. So you can see how versatile this is. Okay, let's look at the situation, just to be clear, of when a cuebid at the 3 level is not a Western cuebid. There's several situations here. So you need to be aware that these are situations where a cuebid at the 3 level is not a Western cuebid. Okay, the first place is after a major suit bid. Okay, if you found a major suit bid, you're going to play in the major suit. You're not interested in playing in 3 no trump. You might be, but there are different ways of investigating that using no-suit game tries. Okay, so Western cuebids are not used after a major suit bid is founded. Okay, when the jump to the 3 level is not a cuebid, is not a Western cuebid, but it is a splinter bid. For example, your partner opens 1 spade, the overcaller, the opponent overcalls 1 spade, and you bid 3 spades. This is not a Western cuebid. This is a splinter bid saying, hey, we've got a bid in hearts, and I've got a singleton or a void in spades. Okay, got that? Not used when it is a splinter. Okay. If the opponent overcalled and the jump cuebid is a part of the advancer response system. In this case, the opponent opened 1 club, your partner, the overcaller, bid 1 heart and then passed. Now, 3 clubs here is a jump cuebid. It's part of the advancer's response system to an overcall. What it says is, hey, I've got 4 hearts and 7 and 9 points. Remember, go back and review the overcall lesson. This is a part of the advancer response system to the overcall. Okay, and another place is if you're already in a game forcing auction, the Western cuebid is off. Okay, and the most typical example is in a 2/1 auction. In this one, your partner opens 1 spade, you bid 2 clubs, initiating a 2/1 auction. Your partner bids 2 hearts. Okay, saying I've got five hearts and 4 to 5 spades and 4 to 5 hearts, and it comes back around to you, and you bid 3 diamonds. What's 3 diamonds? 3 diamonds is a natural bid of the diamond suit. Okay, actually showing a responder reverse. Okay, the Western cuebid is off. And it's off here specifically too because the opponents haven't bid anything. So yeah, it's not really a very good example. I left out the opponent interfering. Oh well, can't be perfect. All right, that completes this particular lesson. And I hope you enjoyed the lesson and that you learned quite a bit. Have a great day. Bye now.